Kalahari unveils a world of relentless challenges. This semi-arid ecosystem, far from a lifeless desert, pulses with life against all odds. With just 4 to 10 inches of rain annually, it nurtures short grasslands and unique plants like the tama melon, a hidden water source for wildlife. Here, every creature is a warrior in an unforgiving arena. The Kalahari, a vast ocean of red sand, is a paradox of beauty and brutality, where survival hinges on resilience and adaptation. Unlike true deserts, its sparse rainfall sustains a delicate balance of life. From fleeting grasses to the tama melon, which stores water for animals like zebras and antelopes during brutal dry seasons. Beneath the scorching surface, a hidden network of tunnels shelters creatures like meerkats from the sun's wrath. At night, the desert transforms as temperatures plummet below freezing, testing even the hardiest survivors. This dynamic ecosystem hosts a cast of extraordinary animals. Lions roaring as symbols of power, hyenas with bone-crushing jaws, and fleet-footed cheetahs. Each species has evolved unique strategies, honed over millennia to navigate the Kalahari's extremes. From the elephant's uncanny ability to smell water miles away, to the beetle's trick of harvesting morning dew. Life here is a testament to nature's ingenuity. In this wild documentary, the Kalahari reveals its secrets, where every breath is a victory in an ancient, unyielding struggle. In the Kalahari, a mesmerizing landscape unfolds where beauty and brutality collide in a symphony of extremes that ignite the senses. By day, the iconic crimson dunes, tinted by iron oxide, shimmer beneath searing heat that often reaches 113 dF, forging a furnace where only the hardiest wild animals survive. Spanning over 350,000 square miles, larger than Texas, these shifting dunes hide a hidden world below. Creatures like the Kalahari meerkats navigate intricate burrow systems stretching more than a mile. escaping the punishing sun in cool subterranean labyrinths. As darkness descends, the desert undergoes a dramatic shift. Temperatures plummet below freezing, dusting the sand in a fragile frost that sparkles in moonlight. This daily whiplash between extremes is a hallmark of the Kalahari's semi-arid climate. Demanding resilience and precision from its wild inhabitants. In the typical deserts, this region receives only a sparse amount of annual rainfall, delivered in violent bursts that shape fleeting riverbeds and sustain pockets of hardy life. Among the most vital resources in this ecosystem is the summer melon. Scattered across the sand, these pale green fruits are more than just a source of nourishment. They're a lifeline. Elephants, gemsbok and jackals track their scent for miles, tapping into both hydration and energy. During times of drought, the summer melon becomes the desert's beating heart, fueling survival when no water holes remain. Scenes of animals clawing through the sand to reach these fruits are a powerful reminder of nature's ingenuity. Sparse acacia trees and fossilized riverbeds whisper tales of a wetter, timeless past, while UV-glowing scorpions silently patrol the night, their bodies engineered to conserve moisture in this dry, rugged terrain. This wild animal documentary reveals the Kalahari not just as a desert, but as a paradox. A place where life clings to the edge and still thrives with breathtaking complexity. What does it take for wild animals to master survival in a land where water hides in fruit and the sand remembers ancient rivers? The Kalahari's grasslands pulse with life. A stage where nature's most riveting performers enact a timeless saga of survival. A lion, its mane glowing under the sun, striding as the unchallenged king of this harsh domain, its roar echoing across red dunes. In the shadows, hyenas lurk, their cunning eyes glinting with opportunism. their jaws packing a bone-crushing force of 1,100 psi stronger than any lion. Can splinter the toughest remains, securing their role as the savannah's tireless cleanup crew. Then, a cheetah rockets across the plain at 75 kilometers per hour. The fastest sprinter on Earth, its live frame built for explosive chases. Meanwhile, zebras, their black and white stripes a dazzling maze, migrate in herds, each animal identifiable by patterns as unique as human fingerprints. A natural barcode for survival in this unforgiving arena. The antelopes, with eyes sharp as a hawk's, scans for danger. Its slender legs poised to leap 10 feet high in a heartbeat. Embodying grace under pressure. These creatures, from the commanding lion to the vigilant impala, form a caste where compassion is a luxury none can afford. Every interaction is a high-stakes contest. A dance of instinct and strategy, honed over millennia. It unfolds like a stage play on a landscape as vast as Texas, where each animal's unique traits, like the hyena's jaw strength or the zebra's striped identity, reveal nature's genius. The Kalahari's players don't just endure. They thrive in a world where every moment tests their resolve. As the lion leads its pride, the hyena schemes, and the cheetah sprints. You're drawn deeper into this raw, unscripted spectacle. The impala's wary gaze pulls you into its world, where survival hinges on split-second choices. Building on the Kalahari's fiery days and icy nights, this vibrant cast connects the land's extremes to the pulse of life. Each species, from the zebra's dazzling stripes to the cheetah's lightning speed, showcases adaptations that make this ecosystem a living testament to resilience. In the Kalahari, the cycle of life unfolds as a primordial symphony. a mesmerizing interplay of existence and renewal that pulses across its rust-hued plains. A pride of lions, its muscles rippling under a sun lunging through swirling dust to pursue an antelope. Its movements a testament to raw power. The chase reveals a timeless dance, where every step is a negotiation between survival and surrender. Yet, this moment is but one note in the desert's grand composition. Across the dunes, an elephant mother. Her massive frame a fortress shields her calf from a prowling hyena pack. Her trumpeting defiance echoing through the twilight. In the Kalahari, every end fuels a new beginning. The lion's successful hunt sustains its pride, nourishing cubs who will one day roar as their parents do. The elephant's vigilance ensures her calf's chance to grow, perpetuating a lineage that has weathered millennia. This cadence is merciless, shaped by the Kalahari's unforgiving terrain. Unlike the open savannas, the desert's shifting sands hinder predators, with lions achieving only a 20% success rate in hunts far lower than their cousins elsewhere. This challenge has sculpted their nocturnal prowess, turning them into masters of stealth under starlit skies. Their amber eyes piercing the dark to track elusive prey. The cheetah, too, joins this intricate ballet. Its speed sprint, a fleeting spectacle as it weaves through acacia scrub to chase an impala. Their flow is breathtaking. The impala's high leaps counter the cheetah's explosive speed. Each move a calculated bid for survival. Even the hyenas, with jaws that crush bone, play their part, recycling what others leave behind, ensuring no resource is wasted. The Kalahari cycle is not merely about pursuit and evasion. It's a delicate balance where every species has a role. The impala's vigilance, the elephant's protection, and the lion's hunt are threads in a tapestry that binds the ecosystem. Fossilized riverbeds beneath the sand whisper of a wetter past. Yet today's sparse rain sustains resilient shrubs that feed herbivores, which in turn sustain predators. This interconnectedness, forged in the crucible of hot days and freezing nights, makes the Kalahari a living paradox, a place where scarcity breeds abundance. The lion's roar, reverberating across the dunes, is more than a call. It's a reminder that each struggle renews the desert's heartbeat. As the elephant calf trudges beside its mother and the cheetah rests after a chase. The Kalahari's story continues. An unending ode to resilience that captivates with every frame, drawing you deeper into its raw, unyielding rhythm. Across the Kalahari's sun-scorched water reigns as liquid gold. A scarce treasure that ignites fierce struggles under a relentless sky. As the final waterhole dwindles, its muddy edges churn with tension. Zebras, their stripes a blur, shove and jostle for a fleeting sip. Their hooves kicking up clouds of iron oxide red dust. Nearby elephants, its massive frame steady, plunges its trunk into the parched earth. Excavating hidden springs with a precision born of instinct. A lion, its amber eyes fierce, drawing moisture from the body of its prey. A vivid testament to the brutal ingenuity of survival in this semi-arid expanse. With only minimal rainfall each year, waterholes become battlegrounds, where every creature risks everything for a taste. Elephants, equipped with a sense of smell 5 times keener than a bloodhound's, can pinpoint groundwater 12 miles away. Their trunks serving as natural divining tools to tap into the desert's buried reserves. Zebra, driven by an almost mystical ability to detect distant storms, lead grueling migrations across dunes. Their unique striped patterns flashing like beacons in the heat. Lions, meanwhile, adapt with grim efficiency, sustaining themselves for up to 5 days without drinking by extracting hydration from the blood of their prey. A stark adaptation to the Kalahari's merciless scarcity. These tactics, refined over countless generations, are woven into the desert's harsh fabric. Its blazing days, freezing nights, and ancient riverbeds now fossilized beneath the sand. The fight for water links every creature, from the elephant's methodical digging to the zebra's frantic scramble. Each act a vital note in the Kalahari's symphony of endurance. Hyenas hover at the edges, ready to seize any opportunity in the waterhole's chaos. This struggle, set in a landscape vast as Texas, transcends mere hydration. It's a saga of resilience, where every drop secured is a victory against the desert's brutal grasp. The lion's crimson-stained muzzle, the elephant's probing trunk, and the zebra's determined charge draw you into a narrative where water is the pulse of life. A force that binds the Kalahari's cast in an epic, unyielding drama of survival that resonates with raw, untamed power. In the Kalahari's unforgiving expanse, survival is more than instinct. It's a masterclass in adaptation, carved by millions of years of evolution in a land where extremes reign. Each day scorches the earth with searing heat. Each night freezes it in silence. And yet, wild animals persist, not through brute force, but by mastering nature's subtleties. Antelope's leaps with stunning grace, launching into the air to dodge a cheetah's explosive sprint. Its hooves barely brushing the burning sand before vanishing into the thorny acacia scrub. That moment isn't luck, it's evolution. Muscles fine-tuned for speed and precision. Not far away, a baboon scales the gnarled branches of an acacia tree. Its weathered paws gripping the thorny limbs with practiced ease, seeking tender leaves and hidden fruits that sustain it through the Kalahari's brutal dry season.
That sets them apart from their cousins.
Then, in the still of early morning, a fog-basking beetle climbs a dune and freezes. It tips its body at a perfect 45-degree angle, harvesting fog droplets that trickle down its back into its mouth, enough to gather nearly 40% of its body weight in water. In a place where rainfall is a rumor, this tiny insect becomes an engineer of its own survival. Even the twisted, towering acacias offer salvation. Elephants and oryx rest in their shade during the hottest hours, using the sparse canopy to regulate body temperature. These shaded oases become vital hubs, where predator and prey alike momentarily pause their struggle. United in the need to escape the sun's wrath. Every move in this semi-arid wilderness is deliberate. Fossilized riverbeds shape paths, shrubs provide rare nourishment, and the survival of one animal links to another. The impala's agility feeds the cheetah's hunger. The beetle's ingenuity supports insectivorous birds. Baboons lead their young to cool soil, teaching them ancestral ways. It's a flow of life engineered not just by instinct, but by intelligence and intricate choreography that makes the Kalahari's harshness bearable. This wild animal documentary invites you deep into a world where every leap, burrow, and breath is a decision between endurance and surrender. These wild animals don't merely survive, they outthink, outlast, and outmaneuver a desert that never forgives. How far would you go to survive a place where the shade of a single tree could mean life or doom? In the Kalahari's sprawling arena, where the sun blazes and nights plummet, a fierce contest for supremacy unfolds among nature's most formidable predators, each wielding distinct tactics in a brutal struggle for dominance. A lion pride clashing with a cackling hyena clan over a fresh carcass. Muscles straining as roars and snarls pierce the dusty air. Across the dunes, a leopard, its spotted coat blending with the sand, silently hoists a prey 3 times its weight up a 20-foot acacia tree. Its specialized shoulder muscles, unique to Kalahari leopards, powering this rare feat. A cheetah rockets across the plain, its lean frame a missile aimed at an elusive wildebeest, every sinew tuned for speed. Two leopards locked in a territorial duel, their claws slashing as they vie for control of a prime hunting ground. This battleground, where rain barely sustains sparse shrubs, is a stage for raw power and cunning. Each predator's strategy is a masterclass in survival, shaped by the Kalahari's unforgiving terrain. Lions, with a mere 20% hunt success rate due to shifting sands, rely on the coordinated might of their pride. Their frames overwhelming foes. Hyenas, wielding jaws, leverage sheer numbers. Their eerie whoops rallying clans to outmaneuver rivals. Cheetahs, the desert sprinters, bet everything on brief, explosive bursts. Their bodies cooling via enlarged nasal passages to endure the chase. Leopards, solitary and stealthy, use ambush and arboreal prowess, dragging carcasses treeward to thwart scavengers. These tactics, refined over millennia, tie to the desert's harsh cycle, its blistering days, freezing nights and fossilized riverbeds hinting at a wetter past. The struggle for water and prey, seen in elephants' digging springs and zebras' migrations, sets the stage for these predatory showdowns. Every clash, from the lion-hyena scrum to the leopard's tree-bound haul, is a thread in the Kalahari's tapestry, where supremacy is earned through strength, speed, or stealth. The predator's battles are a saga of instinct and adaptation, each raw sprint and silent stalk pulling you into a drama where only the sharpest survive. The slow-motion clash of leopards, the cheetah's lightning dash and the lion's thunderous charge weave a narrative as gripping as any epic. Rooted in the Kalahari's unyielding pulse, where every contest shapes the desert's enduring legacy of life. In the Kalahari's sun-scorched arena, where survival hinges on split-second decisions, the dance between predator and prey unfolds with breathtaking precision. Low-lying shrubs, often overlooked, become pivotal stages in this wild animal documentary. Offering concealment for both hunter and hunted. A cheetah, its spotted coat blending seamlessly with the dappled shadows, crouches behind a thorny bush, muscles coiled in anticipation. Just meters away, a herd of springbok grazes, their ears twitching at the slightest sound. Suddenly, the cheetah bursts forth, initiating a high-speed chase that zigzags through the sparse vegetation. The springbok, agile and alert, darts and weaves, using the very same shrubs to break the predator's line of sight. This intricate interplay showcases the dual role of the Kalahari's flora in the survival strategies of its wild animals. Further afield, a pride of lions lies in wait beneath the shade of an acacia tree, their golden eyes fixed on a distant herd of wildebeest. The lions' tawny coats render them nearly invisible against the sunlit grasses and scattered bushes. As the wildebeest approach, unaware of the impending ambush, the lions coordinate their attack, leveraging the natural cover to close the distance undetected. The ensuing chase is a testament to the predator's strategic use of the environment. Meanwhile, smaller carnivores like the black-backed jackal exhibit remarkable adaptability, often operating solo or in pairs. These opportunistic hunters utilize the Kalahari's shrubs, not only for concealment, but also as vantage points to scout for prey or scavenge remains left by larger predators. Their keen senses and agile movements underscore the diverse survival tactics employed by the desert's inhabitant. This wild animal documentary captures the essence of the Kalahari's ecosystem, where every plant and creature plays a role in the delicate balance of life and death. The shrubs, though modest in stature, are central to the survival narratives of both predator and prey. They are the silent witnesses to the daily dramas that unfold, offering both refuge and risk. How do these unassuming shrubs shape the destinies of the Kalahari's wild animal? In the Kalahari's sun-scorched wilderness, where life teeters on a knife's edge, alliances form like fragile threads, weaving a tapestry of cooperation that can unravel into betrayal in an instant. Baboons, its sharp eyes scanning the horizon, barking a distinct warning as antelopes nearby freezes, its ears twitching to the same pulse. Together, they form an unlikely pact. Their unique alarm calls, a short yelp for a leopard, a prolonged wail for a lion, creating a rare interspecies language that signals danger with uncanny precision. This partnership, a marvel of the desert's inexorable arena, amplifies their chances against lurking threats. Yet, the Kalahari spares no room for sentiment. As chaos erupts, a hyena, its jaws that pulverize bone poised, seizes the moment's disorder, lunging at the distracted impala, turning alliance into opportunity. Elsewhere, a wounded lion, once the pride's titan, limps alone, abandoned by its kin, its roars unanswered as the pack prioritizes survival over loyalty. These fleeting bonds and swift betrayals, set among sparse acacia and sand aglow with earthen fire, echo the desert's unforgiving pulse. This drama of trust and treachery builds on the Kalahari's relentless pulse. Where water wars, predatory pulse and survival strategies shape every interaction. The baboon impala pact with its coded calls mirrors the zebra's disorienting stripes and impala's soaring leaps. Each a response to the same predatory pressures. But the hyena's cunning strike and the lion's exile reveal the desert's brutal truth. Alliances are as transient as the morning dew. This raw, merciless landscape, the interplay of cooperation and betrayal, crafts a saga as gripping as any epic. The baboon's urgent bark, the impala's startled pause, and the lion's lonely stagger pull you into a world where trust is a gamble and survival demands constant vigilance. This narrative of fragile bonds and sudden reversals, rooted in the Kalahari's ceaseless struggle, captivates with its stark beauty. Showcasing nature's complex dance of unity and opportunity. In the Kalahari's parched heart, the dry season reaches its blistering crescendo. Transforming the last water holes into fierce battlegrounds where survival is pushed to its breaking point. As the final muddy pools shrink under an unrelenting sun. A chaotic convergence unfolds. Zebras jostle desperately for a sip, while elephants, their trunks probing like lifelines. Nearby, A lion pride, their manes matted with dust. Clashes with a hyena clan in a snarling, claw-rending frenzy. Their roars and cackles splitting the air as they vie for dominance over the precious water. These waterholes, now ecological flashpoints, where animal density surges tenfold, host a staggering portion of the Kalahari's predatory encounters. A unique phenomenon that turns every sip into a high-stakes gamble. This climactic struggle weaves seamlessly into the Kalahari's inexorable narrative, where water wars, predatory dances, and fragile alliances define existence. The crowded waterhole mirrors earlier scenes of zebras ziggs-orienting zigzags and baboon impala warning calls. But here, the stakes are amplified as scarcity strips away all pretense. The lion-hyena showdown, a brutal echo of their carcass disputes, underscores the predatory hierarchy, while the zebra foal's plight recalls the impala's leaps and the elephant's protective stance. Tying individual struggles to the collective fight. Even the sparse acacia shrubs and red sands, shaped by fleeting rains, frame this chaos, their roots anchoring an ecosystem where every resource is contested. The hyenas, with crushing maws, exploit the turmoil. Their opportunistic lunges a stark contrast to the elephant's steadfast guard. This is no mere contest for water. It's the desert's ultimate test, where every creature, from the lion's thundering charge to the zebra's desperate shove, faces its limits. The Kalahari's dry season climax is a saga of raw intensity, where survival hinges on instinct, strength, and sheer will. The elephant calf's weary gaze, the lion's dust-choked roar, and the zebra foal's faltering steps craft a narrative as gripping as any epic, rooted in the desert's unyielding pulse. Each clash and stumble at the waterhole reflects the ingenuity seen in fog-basking beetles and baboons. Yet here, the margin for error vanishes. The scene pulses with urgency, drawing you into a world where water is life's currency. And every moment teeters on the edge of triumph or collapse. This battleground, where predators and prey converge in a desperate cadence, showcases nature's brutal beauty, a testament to resilience forged in scarcity. as the lion's claws rake the air and the elephant calf clings to its mother. The Kalahari's story reaches its zenith, a heart-pounding tableau that captivates with its stark, unfiltered power, urging you to witness the desert's relentless heartbeat. As dark clouds gather over the Kalahari's sun-scorched expanse, a transformative deluge descends, breathing life into a land parched by brutal drought. The first raindrops kiss the sands, triggering a miraculous shift. The barren plains, once a sea of dust, erupt into vibrant green. As grasses and wildflowers unfurl in a fleeting burst of renewal. Elephants, their massive frames swaying, revel in the downpour. Trunks raised to the sky, while buffaloes leap in joyous bounds, their hooves splashing through newborn streams. Migratory birds, their wings slicing through the mist, return in colorful flocks, their songs weaving a chorus of rebirth. This rainfall, sparking a rare biological boom, where nearly a third of the desert's plants sprout within 48 hours. Fuels a cascade of life, nourishing herbivores like zebras and antelopes, which in turn sustain the predators lurking nearby. For a moment, the Kalahari becomes a temporary Eden, a vivid contrast to its dry season battlegrounds. This rebirth builds on the desert's ceaseless cycle, where water wars, predatory clashes, and fragile alliances have tested every creature. The rain's arrival answers the struggles at shrinking water holes, where lions and hyenas clashed, and elephant calves faltered. The sprouting grasses echo the resilience of beetles, tying this renewal to the Kalahari's enduring ingenuity. Yet, the lush greenery is a fleeting gift. The cadence of survival, with its hunts and evasions, will soon resume under the desert's unforgiving sun. The birds' vibrant return craft a scene of breathtaking beauty, a testament to nature's capacity for revival. In this landscape, where fossilized riverbeds hint at age-old abundance, the rain's touch is a fleeting miracle, a pause in the relentless saga of survival. The Kalahari's transformation from desolation to abundance captivates with its raw, untamed splendor, pulling you into a narrative where every drop heralds hope. As the grasslands bloom and the animals rejoice, this moment of salvation underscores the desert's paradox. A place of scarcity that bursts into life against all odds. The rain's fleeting embrace, set against the Kalahari's unyielding heartbeat, weaves a story as stirring as any epic. Where even the harshest land can bloom with vivid, triumphant life.